exclusive track on your production.
Welcome to There's Always Hope radio broadcast with Helen Blocker Adams, a weekly 15-minute commentary that addresses social issues challenging and impacting the fabric of our lives each day. Straight talk on the issues, transforming people and communities. Helen is on a mission from God to energize people to make a difference in their own lives and the lives of others. So now, join Helen for today's There's Always Hope radio broadcast.
Hello, I'm Helen Blocker Adams. Get a job. 3 words that may not set too well for some of you who have been in the job hunt for an extended period of time. Getting a job, creating jobs, not creating enough jobs are in the headlines a lot these days. I think we can all agree on that. And depending on what day you read a headline and what it says, you might think that someone is playing tricks on you. One day the headline says X thousand jobs have been created in the U.S. in the last 90 days. Another headline on another day might say X thousand jobs have been created in the U.S. in the past 90 days, but an alarming number of people are still on the unemployment rolls. Confusing, to say the least. And you know what? I think sometimes the powers that be want to keep us confused. And that's precisely why we should not depend on the government, your president, your governor, your mayor, or any other political leader to help you get a job. You can get a job. But before some of you jump on me for making this statement, we must realize that I'm not implying that the government at any level has no responsibility in making sure that business regulations are not so stringent that it becomes almost impossible to start or expand a business. I believe they should do what they can within guidelines to help ensure that business-friendly as well as consumer-friendly environments are created in their respective cities or states. We live in a free enterprise system that allows people to go into business, offer a product or service, hire people, and create an economy that continues to perpetuate itself. Sometimes there are bumps in the road, but they can be leveled out so that we can get back on track again. The U.S. Department of Labor last week reported that the unemployment rate is about 9.1%, virtually unchanged since May. But for you out there in radio land, you're probably not too concerned with the 9.1%. You're concerned about you and your household, and rightly so. I read an article the other day that estimates the length of time someone is unemployed before finding a job or giving up searching for work. So I thought it was interesting enough to include in today's commentary. Okay, here it goes. By the end of 2010, the median number of weeks job seekers had been unemployed in the month prior to finding work was a little more than 10 weeks. Now, in contrast, prior to the start of the recession in 2007, the median was 5 weeks. Now, during this same time frame, by the end of 2010, unemployed individuals were jobless for about 20 weeks. That's 4.5 months before giving up on their job search and leaving the labor force. Prior to the recession, it took a person 8.5 weeks before they gave up. But honestly, folks, come on. Do you really want to give up? Get a job. Create a job. Create your own job. Get creative. Statistics have shown that some of the best ideas have come from those individuals who are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they decide to come up with a business idea and go for it. As a small business consultant who loves to challenge people and encourage them to go into business, I would love the chance to chat with you via email or phone about going into business. You may have what it takes and you may not, but you won't know until you try, right? There are so many resources for people to go into business for themselves. There are thousands of low startup costs, home-based businesses that are available to you. The objective is to get a job, get your control back. Yes, I know it's tough out there, but you have to keep pressing on. You have a mortgage, kids in school, car note, and every now and then you'd like to go out to dinner with your family, right? So you have to keep pressing on. Get a job, create your own job. Sometimes during the job hunt, one must reevaluate one's interests. Perhaps it might be the right time to go back to school, pursue something completely different than what you've been doing the past 10 or 20 years. One thing that disturbs me is that too many of our young people are being guided upon high school graduation into career areas that will not be plentiful when they graduate from college or technical school. I've had some young people send me resumes over the past month or so inquiring about job opportunities. Some of the resumes are exceptional. Others are horrible. For a young person to have a degree and is looking, and their only response to, well, what kind of job are you interested in, is, oh, it doesn't matter. I just want a job. Folks, that's unacceptable. I've developed a youth leadership conference designed to bring a variety of guest speakers and career experts to talk about life, emerging careers, and entertainment. It's a nice blend of topics that have captured the attention of hundreds of young people. If you'd like more information about the conference, visit my website at helenblockeradams.com. Now let's get back to the young college grad that simply says they want a job. Any job. Anything will do. Yes, it's important that we should humble ourselves and work our way to the top. But we've got to have a game plan. Do you have a game plan? Do you want a job or do you want a career? There is a difference. Do you know what you're good at? I mean, really, really good at that you would do it for free if you were financially able to do it. Now, that would be an ideal job. Get a job. You can get a job. You can write down your game plan just like a person going into business has to prepare a business plan. If you'd like more information on that, visit my website at helenblockeradams.com. And while we're at it, I'd like to introduce you to Thomas & Thomas Design, a forward-thinking design company specializing in creating strong web branding for nonprofit ministries, churches, and small businesses. The team at Thomas & Thomas has over 25 years of experience. They love working with organizations that want high-quality web and photography services. Visit their website today. I highly encourage you to do that. thomasandthomasdesign.com. That's thomasandthomasdesign.com. Okay. Now, there's a certain amount of energy required while job hunting. And for entrepreneurs like myself, it's a quality we've possessed since starting in business. I hear young hip-hop artists often use the phrase, we're on the grind. And that is precisely what it is. You're making plans, you're making connections, you're networking, you're making new friends, you're getting out in the community, and you're volunteering. Yes, volunteering if you must. You're going back to school, you're putting your new game plan in writing, and then putting it into action. You're on the grind. Why? Because you want a job. And just so you know, I am speaking from experience, 20 years of experience, and it's still tough. Doors close and then open. You simply keep pressing on. Something I would recommend you do is to ask yourself this question. Why do you want the job? Why do you want a career? Why do you want a new job? Now, don't look at me with that funny expression on your face. Of course, the obvious, right? Because I need the money. Or because I want to get paid. But let's get beyond that answer, okay? You will be very, very surprised at what kind of answers come out. Take your time and think about the question. Now, have you noticed all of these suggestions and encouragement that I've shared with you over the past few minutes in today's commentary? I haven't said anything about the government giving you a job or going to a governmental institution to get a job. I am not knocking government jobs. No. However, there are far less jobs in the governmental sector than available. Okay, let's be realistic here. What I'm trying to do is to get you to see beyond the gloom and doom of the headlines that glare at us on a regular basis. I'm not saying to completely disengage yourself from the media, but keep in mind that you have control of your own destiny. You have the ability to get a job, despite what the headlines are saying that unemployment is 9.1%. Why do you have to settle to be one of those millions without a job? Why? I mean, really? Do you see any reason why you should not be employed? Why you should not step out on faith to become an entrepreneur? I don't see any reason why not. Now, when you visit my website at helenblockeradams.com, send me an email. Ask me the questions. Let's talk. Need a consultant to help you move through the maze of questions so you can move from point A to point B? I can help. And guess what? If I can't help, I probably know someone who can. Despite what the headlines say, despite the unemployment numbers that seem too stagnant, despite the politicians who like to use every opportunity to use issues that impact you and me as a political tool to gain an edge so they can get reelected every 2 to 4 years, I am still encouraged. Aren't you? I want you to be encouraged. Get a job. But here's what I want to do. I want to reiterate something that I said earlier. We live in a free enterprise system that allows people to go into business, offer a product or service, hire people, and create an economy that continues to perpetuate itself. Yeah, sometimes there are bumps in the road. Many bumps in the road, even if you've been in business for 20 years, 30 years, 5 years, or 5 minutes. They can be leveled out so that you can get back on track again. You don't want to give up. Get a job. Create a job. Create your own job. Get creative. You might feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I know, I feel you. But guess what? Some of the best ideas in business have come about right when you're in that spot where you feel like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I would love an opportunity to chat with you. Visit my website, helenblockeradams.com. There's so many resources for people to go into business for themselves. Thousands of low startup costs, home-based businesses that are available to you. The objective is to get a job. Get your control back. Yes, I know it's tough, but you have to keep pressing on. Despite, once again, what the headlines say. Despite the unemployment numbers of 9.1%. I want you to be encouraged and get a job. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Until next time, I want to thank you for listening and joining me for There's Always Hope radio broadcast. Don't forget to visit my website at helenblockeradams.com and visit my blog so we can chat about the issues. I'm your host, Helen Blocker Adams. We'll see you next time on the radio. Have a wonderful day.
It takes a special person and company to provide care that allows people in their golden years to live with dignity. Golden Rule Healthcare Agency provides companion care and personal care, even Alzheimer's care, dementia, and Parkinson's care. Visit their website at goldenrulehca.com. Licensed to do business in 8 states. They are ready to serve your needs, committed to providing quality and professional care. Services just like the Golden Rule, recently designated as a provider for home care services for employees of Savannah River Nuclear Solutions. Contact Golden Rule Healthcare Agency today.
This is an exclusive Trackliner production. You have been listening to There's Always Hope radio broadcast with commentator Helen Blocker Adams. Brought to you by the Southeast Enterprise Institute and Golden Rule Healthcare Agency. If you have comments or would like more information, please visit helenblockeradams.com or visit her Facebook page, There's Always Hope radio broadcast. If you would like to support our efforts, you can make a contribution on our website. Thank you, and we will see you on the radio next time on There's Always Hope radio broadcast with Helen Blocker Adams.